Natalie, still reeling from a past assault by her boss, Howard, is forced to attend a dinner with him. Her husband, Bryce, sees them together and becomes jealous and protective. After a tense confrontation in the restroom, Natalie assures Bryce she was only being cordial for Tony's career, and Bryce warns her to stay away from Howard. Meanwhile, Howard is furious at being ditched and vows revenge. What does Bryce plan to do to Howard? And will Natalie agree with his methods? And how will Howard, scorned and humiliated, retaliate against Natalie? Will she ever truly be safe from his obsession?
Bryce, why did you bring me here?
After I finish work, we can go pick up Liam from school.
Ever since Liam had been bullied at school, Bryce always insisted on picking him up from school. Natalie could not help but smile at Bryce's thoughtfulness for Liam. I know I have said this a lot, but thank you for everything, Bryce.
You don't need to thank me every time, Natalie. Just like how Liam is your son, he is my son too.
Okay, you get done with work, I'll finish some work too. Natalie knew that Bryce was stressed because of the land deal which he was working on, and she felt that she must help Bryce out. After all, Bryce had been there for her on numerous occasions. She started to do research on her phone regarding the deal. Bryce could not help but steal glances of Natalie concentrating and working on her phone. She looked radiant in the sunlight. A little while later, Natalie's eyes started to shut and she fell asleep on the sofa.
Come in. Jane, what is it?
There is Miss Vivienne Wilson who has come to see you, sir.
Please tell her I am busy and we'll talk to her later.
I tried to tell her, sir, but she said she will only take a short while and that she has specially brought something for you.
Okay, let her in.
Sure, sir.
Bryce saw that Natalie was starting to shiver a little in the cold. He pulled out a blanket to cover her with it. She looked very beautiful as she slept, and Bryce stood transfixed on his knees. Without much thought, he came close and kissed her on the lips. Natalie did not wake up from it, but stirred in her sleep a little. Bryce, embarrassed at what he had done, went back to his desk.
What is this?
Soup! I made it myself.
You really should not have gone through the trouble, Vivienne. I already ate.
Oh, come on, Bryce. You work so hard every day. You need nutrients in your body.
My diet is fine, thank you.
You know, my cooking is improving a lot thanks to Michelle. It was her suggestion to make you try some of it.
So you and my mother have been spending a lot of time together.
Oh yes, we meet quite often. Here, let me serve you some soup.
In her enthusiasm, Vivienne had completely not noticed that there was a person sleeping on the sofa until now. And that person was Natalie.
What? What is she doing here, Bryce?
We need to pick up Liam from school later.
But in your office?
Vivienne was confused, shocked, and hurt at what she was seeing. The sight of Natalie peacefully sleeping in the presence of Bryce made her extremely jealous. That was the comfort which she had craved from him. If Bryce was not there in the room, she would have thrown the hot thermos of soup on Natalie's face, or done something far worse.
Vivienne's smile had vanished, replaced by a mask of hurt and barely contained rage. Bryce, caught in the crossfire of his own conflicted feelings, remained stoic, offering no comfort to Vivienne's silent accusations. Natalie, oblivious to the storm brewing around her, slept on, a symbol of the intimacy that Vivienne desperately craved. But the question remained, what would Vivienne do next? Would she confront Bryce, demanding answers? Or would she unleash her fury on the sleeping Natalie? And more importantly, what would Natalie's reaction be when she finally awoke to find herself at the center of this emotional maelstrom? Would she finally understand the depth of Bryce's feelings and the consequences of their unspoken connection? Or would this incident push her further away?
Hey, I'm Natalie. If you're wondering what happens next, download the Pocket FM app now and listen to the exciting episodes of The Return.